The coot is a medium-sized, black-colored, rounded waterfowl. Unlike ducks, coots do not have webbed fingers, but do have lace blades. Characteristics. Weight up to 1 kilogram in males and up to 900 grams in females. The coot is called the black hen because black, various shades of gray and dark brown prevail in its plumage. The coloration of coots in their mating attire is characterized by a matte sheen. The head and neck are matte black with no shine. The back is grayish-black with a bluish cast, lower body smoky gray. White leathery plaque on forehead, beak small, white in spring, its base reddish. Tarsus orange-yellow, toes gray with a bluish tint. Each finger has lacy lobes, claws dark brown. Iris of eye bright red. In winter the plumage coloration of coots is duller, without luster. Sexual dimorphism is not expressed in these birds. The coot's voice is very characteristic and diverse. The females shout most often. In flight and from the bushes their voices can be heard resembling the sound cav, kovik, wek, kevik. The male's voice sounds less often and strongly differs from the calls of his mate, dp, p, pid. Male coots are the most talkative during the mating season, at which time they often produce a sigh sound in conflicts with other candidates for the female. The coot is called a waterhen and duck for a reason. These birds spend much more time on the water than other representatives of the shepherd family. Coots are excellent swimmers and divers in search of food. Usually coots swim calmly, slightly bobbing their heads in time with their movements. But in case of danger they can speed up and even run on the water surface. Coots use such running on water also for raising to a wing. These birds fly reluctantly and even if threatened they try either to swim away or to hide in reed thickets. The species is found almost everywhere from the Atlantic to Pacific Oceans in the breeding season. It inhabits North Africa, Australia and New Zealand. The Siberian grouse is a migratory bird in the north of the breeding range. In early fall, their flight south begins, which may last until December. The migration can take place singly or in flocks of up to several hundred individuals. The migration takes place at night and during the daytime coots feed at water bodies. Coots winter on the coast of the Caspian Sea, the Black Sea, the Sea of Azov and other seas. During wintering, coots form huge flocks of several tens of thousands of individuals. In addition to the seas, coots also use other ice-free water bodies for wintering: lakes, quarries, rivers and estuaries. More and more often these birds stay at wintering grounds in the area of nesting grounds, city parks, warm water discharges near thermal power plants and other non-freezing water bodies. Birds appear in the wintering grounds in the second half of autumn and stay there until the end of winter. In early February, colonies break up and birds start their spring migration to the north. The migration of coots is related to the freezing of water bodies. They appear in spring when rivers open up, and fly away in autumn at the first frosts. The coot can be found at reservoirs of various types and sizes: rivers, lakes, backwaters, ponds. The main thing is to have plenty of rigid aquatic vegetation, reeds, cane, cattail. Most of all gravitates toward floodplain rivers and lakes, creek beds, and reed beds. It does not settle on rivers with a fast stream, preferring standing reservoirs or those with little current. Nests are hidden in thickets of aquatic and semi-aquatic vegetation. Sometimes nests are built on marsh mounds, and floating nests attached to stems of cattails or reeds are also built. Pairs form around nesting sites. Bald eagles actively defend their territory. They attack not only other coots, but also all birds, animals and fish that happen to be nearby and pose a threat. But the nesting area may be small and already in 10 to 20 meters you can find a neighbor's nest. Nests are made in shallow water by laying large stems of aquatic vegetation in the form of a large loose basket. Sometimes they make floating nests that do not reach the bottom. There may be a canopy over the nest made of broken leaves of cattail or reeds. Both partners build the nest. The coots are characterized by a display of mating ceremony, dancing and courting their partner. Females lay 7 to 12 eggs. Eggs are large, 50 by 40 millimeters and weighing up to 40 grams, light sandy color with various dots and spots of brown and black colors. Incubation is performed by the female and begins after laying the second or third egg. After 22 to 24 days the coot chicks are hatched. They are not fully feathered but can leave the nest, hide in grass and even dive underwater to escape from danger. For the first couple of weeks, the chicks are highly dependent on their parents. They not only need feeding, but also constant heating. Coots get their food from the water surface, dive for it partially or completely, collect it on the ground or from aquatic vegetation. Coots may stay underwater for 10 to 20 seconds. But most of the food is collected on the water surface. Coots move leisurely through the water, constantly nibbling something from the water surface. 90% of the coot's diet consists of various plant foods, chara algae, caddis, pondweed, cattail. Coots also feed on mollusks, insects and crustaceans. They can feed on fish and ravage birds' nests. A coot always has pebbles, gastrolytes, in its stomach to digest plant food. The coot belongs to game birds. Its meat is edible and is even considered to be as tasty as that of other waterfowl. The coots are very tolerant of human proximity. They often live in parks and near populated areas. They often fly into poultry farms and feed in barns. Experiments on breeding coots in captivity have been conducted.